Hello, hello. 30 days of moon magic. I love it, I love it, I love it. 30 days of moon magic. Hello, Diana. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I just now posted in Patreon, which is patreon.com/magical mothering. I just posted in Patreon and then it'll be on magicalmothering.com in the blogs and podcast section of my website, the PDF for today. So I'm giving out the PDF for today for free. I just touched this and it's so finicky. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I just posted that so you'll be able to kind of see what's going on. So in the PDF, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna put it on the Zoom. It'll also be on the recording. So if you're in the Patreon in the 30 Days of Moon Magic tier, then you will receive the recording for the day. You'll receive a PDF every day. And no matter what tier you're in, they start at $3. No matter what tier you're in, you'll be invited to join the Discord group, which is a private community where we can have just regular chats. There's options to actually do voice chats with people that are in this space. So it's a really neat way to bring this into a community aspect. So I'm going to be going live on TikTok and then doing the recording and the transcription and all that kind of stuff. So hello. What is 30 Days of Moon Magic? I'm so excited. And we're on, I don't want to say day one, because 30 Days of Moon Magic, the moon goes through its phases in 29.5 days. So every 29.5 days, there's a new moon phase. And the moon, just like everything else in the universe, including the earth, the trees, the plants, all of these things, the moon phases, the celestials. I mean, we're in this, oh, look at, did you see it just like drop? We're in this space where everything around us really impacts us and affects us. So it's really important and vital to understand that the moon phases have an effect on us. This is just basic aspects, yet for some reason, we don't actually take into consideration how much these moon phases actually affect us. So today, April 1st, is a new moon, and it's a new moon in Pisces. I don't actually know what the astrology moon is right now. So I don't follow astrology. Okay. So there's a lot of things that I need to preface all of this with. I don't follow astrology because astrology is off by more than 300 years. We're actually not in those, the sun is not coming up in those astrological signs anymore during those time frames. They're totally different. And so what I follow is biodynamic farming and astronomy, and actually follow what observatories are seeing and what observatories are noticing in the sky right now versus what has been happening in the past. So the moon phases are something that affect us so intricately, and they really have a pull on our lives. So yay, Diana, you're back. So, and welcome if you're here. I'm so grateful you're here. If you want to just say hello, I can see you a little better. So if you know something about moon phases, or if you've been following the moon phases, write that. If you're interested in how the moon phases, if you want to just kind of type in what your energy level is, and then I can kind of share with you a little bit about what these moon phases have effects on us. It's so vital and important to realize that, especially as women, which is what I'm going to be really directing these this 30 Days of Moon Magic to, is women, and women that identify as women. And so or humans that identify as women, because women, I feel, have been left behind. We are in this space of really needing to own our bodies, own our abilities, own our thoughts, own who and what we are. And when we take ownership of these aspects and begin to see how everything around us, how the world around us really brings into us the energies that we have, the momentum that we have, the moon will tell us when to do something new, which is right now. So the new moon is really about the rebirth cycle. So we live in a belief system societally, in the Western world, that there is life and death, and that is it. The moon and the seasonal rhythms and everything around us, and even I would like to say Jesus in his own life, death, and rebirth experience taught us this. So this is not a new idea. This is as old as the earth itself and the moon itself. Hey, New Mexico. And then Diana says, I want to dance and howl at the moon. And that is very much something that we do at the full moon when the energy is just building up so much and we just woo, let it all go, right? And yet the new moon is this baby, is the rebirthing of ourselves and who and what we are. So every single month, we get an opportunity to rebirth our world, our reality. We are not stuck in one trajectory. And let me know, like with a thumbs up or a heart or something, if this resonates. If you've been on a path in your life and suddenly you went, this is not the direction I want to go, and life kind of veered off. Or maybe you're right there at the precipice right now, feeling kind of lost, feeling really confused of going, is this all there is to life? I don't understand if this is where we're going. So there's this opportunity every single month at the new moon. Today is that opportunity to realize that what is no longer serving you is dying and has died. There might be relationships that were lost. There might be jobs that were lost. There might be friendships that were lost. There's so much loss happening. There's so much transition happening in the world. And these deaths are not these final aspects in our lives that need to steal our energy. What we do get the opportunity to do is grieve these deaths so that we can come forward into this moment, this rebirthing moment. And it's such a exciting time to really allow for this moment to be fully realized. So the new moon is a rebirth. We do not have that concept or idea in our culture. Like I was saying, we have a life and death cycle. The rebirth cycle is right now. This rebirthing eliminates all fear of death, of not fully living. I think so often a lot of us have this fear of dying, so we don't fully live, because we go, this is it, this is our one chance, I have to do it right, I have to do it perfect, I can't mess it up. But what if there was this other, what if there was another possibility where we lived, we died, and then we were reborn? And even in all the religious texts, and I focus on Christianity because that's what I was raised in. I went to a Bible college. I went on missions trips. I was very much raised in the church. I am not a Christian anymore, and I do not resonate with Christianity in the way that it's taught. I do believe in Jesus, and I am a pagan because I do not want to be associated with the Christian church. Yet Jesus in his own life showed a life, death, rebirth process. So these are not new concepts. The seasons go we're in a rebirthing process right now with spring. We just came out of death, of winter, when everything was dead and dormant. And the seeds are now coming up. And so spring itself is a rebirthing process. And I have the spring equinox rebirth card right here. And it's so, this, if anything, is what the point of this today is to realize that this cycle of life and death is not all that there is. This cycle of life, death, and rebirth. So what is it that is being reborn? What is it that needs encouragement to be reborn? What is it that is awakening? What is that little baby wanting to start over? I think so during the next week, during the waxing crescent of the moon, we're going to be doing a lot of inner child work, because it's a perfect time to really focus on our inner child as the moon is in its infancy, as the moon is beginning to grow up. We get to have the opportunity every month to really go within and play fully. And inner child work is not just about reliving the trauma, but it's really about playing and being in a playful spirit and really living our nature. Because as children, and in this rebirthing process, there's a vital time of being able to rebirth as your authentic self. I want to say it again. During the new moon is an opportunity to be reborn as your authentic self, to fully live in your nature, not your nurturing, not your programming, not what you were told you were, not who you think you are, but in your nature. And to go on the journey through the moon phases to really awaken and find your nature. I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/magical mothering. You can find the tiers there. I have just a tier to join Magical Mothering on Patreon starting at $3. And then I have a Patreon tier specifically for the 30 days of moon magic, which starts at $33. I have where I send a magic potion to your doorstep every month. I have one-on-one session tiers available. And then I have the seasonal retreat tiers available. And the seasonal retreats happen at the Sabbats or the seasonal festivals. And when we gather for these seasonal festivals, we're going to be recreating our nature. Is this about astrology? Just asking. So I don't actually follow astrology. I was saying this a little earlier, because astrology is off by about 300 years as far as the dates are concerned. I follow astronomy, which is the current following of the stars. And so astronomy is very much about observational right now. Astrology is not necessarily in correct timing with what is happening right now. So I hope that answered your question. If you have more questions about it, I'd love to get into that. Astrology itself is fantastic, but it's not accurate any longer. It was accurate at one point, like I was saying, about 300 years ago, but it is no longer accurate. So I look at, and all the PDFs that I give out every day are all about exactly what's happening right now. So the sunrises and sunsets for now, the moon rises and moon sets for now, the moon phases that we're in right now, and what constellations the moon is going through right now versus what it was going through 300 years. It's constantly shifting and changing. So astrology is not very accurate, whereas astronomy and using our observational skills to see with our own eyes and really connect with the celestial bodies around us is so much more accurate, which is what this whole thing is empowering ourselves to actually not just trust what other people are sharing with us or to trust what something is saying and we read about it, but to go outside and really connect our nature to nature. When we connect our nature to nature around us and reconnect with standing on the earth and looking out at the stars and looking at what phase the moon is actually in real time, not on our computer on a picture, but really seeing it, and then connecting with the celestial bodies or the constellations or the stars around it, and really connecting with a way that is authentic, there's a transformation that happens. And so this is what 30 Days of Moon Magic is all about. Obviously, you can tell I have a lot to share and I'm very excited about all of this. And so we're gonna be unraveling a lot of this happening. And so once again, you can join in on Patreon, patreon.com/magical mothering, or you can go to magicalmothering.com. There's a Patreon link on there in the blogs and podcast section. And so really this is a time for us to rebirth ourselves, to come back into our nature, and to really step out of the programming that we have been taught, the programming that we no longer is serving us, and allow for that to die, and to grieve that, and to move forward and to be rebirthed into who and what we truly are. So thanks for joining in today. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and we will continue to unravel this beautiful thing called moon magic. See you then. Oh, and I never know how to end these things. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. I'll end it eventually, I guess. I say goodbye and then, yeah. Interesting. All right. So I don't know. I really should have looked this up before I got started of how to end it, because that's kind of funny, right? All right. How to end. Oh, okay. Goodbye.